In 2015, cruise ship norovirus outbreak on Star Princess had been reported to Center of Disease Control. At least 138 passengers and 1,094 crew members were ill. Rapid testing conducted on board the ship confirmed norovirus as the cause. Norovirus was believed to be transmitted via oral fecal route through intake of contaminated food. Besides cruise ships, norovirus outbreaks were also observed at other locations such as hospitals, restaurants, and schools.
Norovirus, also known as Norovirus, which is the causative agent of gastrointestinal disease. Norovirus is in the family of Calliciviridae. This is a non-enveloped virus and it consists of single-stranded positive sense RNA in the capsid. The capsid composed of a single major structural protein. All the functional entities required for calicivirus structural integrity, immunogenicity, and infectivity are encoded in one structural protein. The capsid protein not only provides cell structure for the virus, but also contains cellular receptor binding sites and viral phenotype or serotype determinants.
Humans are the only host of norovirus. Norovirus is able to survive in many conditions such as different temperatures and different environments. Norovirus can spread very quickly, especially in places where people are in close contact. Based on CDC studies, 57% of cases reported come from foodborne transmission. Contaminated food that not served hot between 56 degrees Celsius for 30 minutes before preparation can be a source of infection. The second biggest transmissions come from unknown resources, which the mode of transmission sometimes not clear. Third one is person-to-person transmission. This will be explained on the next phase. The last one is waterborne sources, which comes from 30% of the cases reported. In person-to-person contact, norovirus spreads when a person gets poop or vomit from an infected person in their mouth. Then the person touches his or her mouth, which then he or she will become ill with norovirus. Norovirus works in human body when it ingested by viral particles via touching places or things infected with norovirus. Then the person will show vomiting process. Then the norovirus particle moves to the stomach, but it does not trigger illness. The norovirus enters small intestine and begin to multiply. Norovirus will explode and release more virus copies. This will trigger activation of immune system. Person infected will undergo ill with the effect of the virus. Secondary response will happen, such as vomiting. Then the antibodies deactivated the norovirus. Person who had norovirus becomes immune to this particular strain when the person encounters again the same virus.
Now I will explain about the symptom of norovirus. As you can see that there are few signs and symptoms of norovirus infection. They include nausea, vomiting, abdominal pain or cramps, watery or loose diarrhea, malaise, low-grade fever, and also muscle pain. The signs and symptoms usually begins 24 to 48 hours after first exposure to the virus and lasts 1 to 3 days. You may continue to shed virus in your feces for up to 3 days after recovery. Some people with norovirus infection may show no signs or symptoms. However, they are still contagious and can spread the virus to others. So, when the person who are infected with norovirus need to see a doctor. They have to seek a medical attention if they have developed diarrhea that doesn't go away within several days. Also, they need to call the doctor if they experience severe vomiting, bloody stools, abdominal pain or dehydration.
Moving on to diagnosis of norovirus, the most recommended diagnosis for norovirus is by using the quantitative RT-PCR. Its short name is RT-qPCR. So, why we are using this RT-qPCR? Firstly, because it is very convenient, it is rapid, which we can get a lot of sample in a very short time. It is efficient, and finally, it is widely used in the medical area. So there are 5 steps in diagnosis this norovirus. First step is by taking the norovirus samples and then optimization of photoactivatable dye treatments on norovirus suspensions and proceed with detection and quantification of the viral RNA and then performance of photoactivatable dye treatments to discriminate the infectious from thermally inactivated norovirus in the samples, and finally by doing the statistical analysis. Moving on with the more explanation regarding the steps. So the first step is the norovirus is taken from the stool sample, or other name is poop, and it is suspended in PPS solution containing 2 molar sodium nitrate, 1% beef extract, and 0.1% tritol media. It was centrifuged for 5 minutes, and the supernatant was stored at negative 80 degrees in aliquots. Then, by optimization of photoactivatable dye treatments on the norovirus suspension. This is just the explanation of the steps, and 3 types of controls were included in the experiments, which are the infectious viruses treated with photoactivatable dyes, infectious viruses without photoactivatable dye treatment, and finally the thermally inactivated viruses without photoactivatable dye treatment. On with the detection and the quantification of the viral RNA. The sets of primers and probes used are the one that target the junction of common norovirus. Then the RNA samples were analyzed in duplicate by RT-qPCR using the RNA ultrasense one-step quantitative RT-PCR system and the light cycler 480. For each the RT-qPCR, the serial durations of standard curve were run in quintuplets and the number of PCR were calculated. Then, the performance of photoactivatable dye treatment is done to discriminate the infectious from thermally inactivated norovirus in the samples. This is the explanation about the steps. Finally, the statistical analysis was done. So the results were statistically analyzed, and the significance of differences was determined on the ranks with 2 things, which are a one-way analysis of variances, which includes ANOVA, and second one is by using Tukey's multiple comparison test, and in all the cases, a value of the P 0.05 was considered to be significant. So that's all for the diagnosis steps for the detection of norovirus.
Norovirus infection cannot be treated with antibiotics since it is a viral infection. Antibiotics will not be working effectively. There are several ways to treat norovirus infection. The first one is by using medicine. Promethazine, prochlorperazine, or ondansetron are given to the person that developed the norovirus infection symptoms. The second one is by taking the bland diet. The bland diet is generally soft, low dietary fiber, and not spicy food. The food items such as rice,
Bread, bananas, and pastas are suggested. The third one is by consume enough fluids. Intravenous fluids with electrolyte should be consumed to avoid dehydration. The last one is by practicing the good hand washing. A good hand washing for at least 20 seconds by using soap and warm water.
Ways to prevent norovirus outbreak. Personal hygiene. Wash hands frequently with soap and running water for at least 20 seconds, particularly after using the bathroom and before preparing foods. If you work in a restaurant, avoid bare hand contact with ready-to-eat foods, especially when you are ill with diarrhea or vomiting. Wash clothing soiled by vomit or fecal matter immediately. Remove the items carefully to avoid spreading the virus. Foods hygiene. Wash fruits and vegetables before eating them. Cook oysters or other shellfish thoroughly before eating them. Surrounding hygiene. Clean and disinfect surfaces contaminated by vomiting or diarrhea by using bleach-based household cleaner as directed on the label. Clean and disinfect food preparation equipment and surfaces.